everyone, Fluffy here. Whew. Back with another mukbang. What I have for you today is, and I didn't realize it was that particular pizza until just before I started baking this, and so I hope it comes out well. What it is, I've had these before, and like I said, this is the pizza that has the chicken crust, and remember, I didn't like it, so I'm hoping I cooked it a little different. I did a close-up, and I'll put it in right here. Okay, close up, it looks good. Now, it got a little, as you saw in the close up, it got a little brown on the outside, but the last time I microwaved it, okay, and there are microwave instructions, but I thought maybe if I bake it, it will change the texture of the chicken at the bottom. This is the brand of pizza. Okay, and I didn't spread out the veggies. I just shoved it in, and I put it in my toaster oven. And it says 27 to 30 minutes, but I put it on for 15. It also said to keep the cardboard underneath, but I took the cardboard off. And when I did this, before I put it on, because I had it in there 2 or 3 minutes before I set the timer, because I couldn't stand up for very long today. But when I went like that to look, water just poured out of that crust, and it came straight from the freezer, like my egg cups. And so I said, let me time it for 15 minutes. It's still not a tight crust. It's still flimsy, but I'm hoping the fact that I baked it will help it. Now let's go down to the get down to the nitty-gritty, the carbs. This says 4 total carbs per serving. And I know it's 12 for a whole Atkins pizza. They're the same size. But I guess because it's got the chicken crust, the 4 carbs per serving, there's 2 servings for this little pizza. And whose life is 2 little bitty slices, 1 serving? Regular people, Fluff. So 8 total carbs for the whole pizza, and then we decided in my last video, due to Google, that 1 medium avocado is 3 carbs. So 8, 9, 10, 11 carbs. Yes, I use my fingers to count. We've talked about this. Still not bad, and I had broth for breakfast. So I'm doing really good. And I just have regular ice water. My lemons are... yeah, just for show now. I'm sorry I've been away so long. I finally had to lay it down, talk to my older sister, and I told her that, you know, we've got to take turns, and so I went to go see my mom Saturday and Sunday, and we really don't have to because my niece is there 24/7, but we both like to have the added in case there's something my niece doesn't feel comfortable doing, things like that. My mom feels more comfortable with, you know, her kids coming over, not just being her grandchild all the time. So I took Saturday and Sunday, even though I really needed to rest. And so since my older sister still has a child in school, she's going to be in town anyway. So I took today and tomorrow off. Okay, even though it's still, you know, not a hard crust pizza, baking it in the oven, even if it's the toaster oven, instead of just microwaving, has changed the taste of this chicken crust, and I like it. Yes, so it, sometimes it's all in how you cook stuff. But probably everybody but me knew that. Okay, I thought initially I could keep the TV on, but I really can't. So we'll turn that off. I was watching Food Network Bake Off or something. So it does change the taste. So now I would say give it a try. Anyway, my mom's doing real good. So unless something happens, I mean, if they really need me over there, I'm going to go over there. But if at all possible, I will stay home. If I get enough rest today, I'm going to actually try to go to the gym tomorrow. I only went once because I'm thinking, why push it? You're just trying to push through. My mom has her 10-day checkup, or 10-day-ish checkup Wednesday. So we'll see if she gets the all clear. Physical therapist that's been coming to the house to help her has said my mom's way ahead of schedule, that she's doing fantastic. They said that when she got both her knees replaced as well. I had to readjust this microphone because it was in front, but it was covering up the pizza. We all know with mukbangs, you like to see the product, right? So I'm hoping my chewing noises and stuff aren't going to be real gross. Y'all let me know. Of course, I'll know in editing, but still. And then, since it's her first outing, my older sister will take her to the doctor's appointments, because since my sister sees my mom every day during the week, because she has kids and stuff, she'll swing by. She's been taking my mother to her doctor's appointment because I'm extremely unreliable. I hate it, but I have to face facts, right? So after that, they're going to let me know, and then I will meet them at Sam's. Don't need a whole lot. Trying to reduce the amount of stuff that I buy. You check your bank account, and you're like, you know what? Just because you have $20 doesn't mean you need to spend the whole $20. So my plan is just to get the dishwasher tabs, because the bucket that we buy lasts like 2 or 3 months. It lasts a long time. So, and yes, I'm one of those, and you warriors, the only thing I take out every time are the knives that I have, the steak knives that I have from that set. Let me talk a minute about fibromyalgia. I tell a lot of y'all that to adjust your world to accommodate your new normal, okay? I think a lot of our problems is that we have not accepted, I don't want to say our fate, but you know what I mean. We have fibro. There are times where I'm like, well, you know what? Maybe it's not fibro. Maybe it's something else. Maybe, and then some real weird symptom will come up, and it's like, yeah, Fluff, it's fibro. Sit your ass down. Like you're sitting down, you've eaten nothing out of turn or whatever, and then all of a sudden you just get this wave of nausea that you wait a second and you think, okay, am I just gonna like bleh right here? You don't want to say the word because I'm eating, but you know what I mean. So it's easier to accept or to get through your day if you say, okay, you know what? I've got fibro. Now I have limitations. And, I'm not made of steel. These last 10 days have been hard because I have been pushing myself because my mother needs me, and I do that for her gladly. I think I've said it before. When you push yourself, and you're going to flare, you ask yourself, is this activity worth it. You know what I mean? And if it is, do it. You know, and my mother is worth it. But when you push like that, you know, depression comes with fibro. It just does. You know, who can be in this much pain all the time and not be depressed? And so even, you know, the frustration has come. My gosh, you know, I get in the car, I may stop at the store to get her something to eat, or her and my niece something to eat, and then go over there, and then I'll just sit. And I may get up, get myself a cup of coffee, ask my mother if she needs anything. I may go down the stairs and go into the garage, because her house is an old house. And so to get to the garage, you've got to go out and then go around. There's no door that links the inside of the house to the garage. You know, I may do a couple of dishes, and that's it. But it's affected my hips, getting in and out of the car. That's why my kid's been wanting to get me a different vehicle, like a small SUV. You know, the ex had a Kia Soul, perfect height to slide in and out of. If you think other people don't think about, that's a real struggle. So, and then you add on that the stress of worry. You know, my mother's not a spring chicken. She's 77 years old. She will be 78 in August, and she's looking to get their other hip replaced. I've noticed that since this surgery, she's having a few memory issues. A few more. And I'm hoping it's just been the Norco that she's had to take, but she only takes them now when she does her physical therapy, and I think pretty soon she's not going to want to do that either. So, I don't know. I'm not saying this for y'all to feel sorry for me, you know. I am fortunate. I mean, I put up a meme in my community thing that, you know, we need to look at it as not I have to, but I get to. You know, I get to be able to go and see my mom. So many people have already, especially people my age, have already lost their parents, you know. Oh, I get to go see her. I get to help take care of her. My frustration comes when, you know, I come home after a few days and I'm like, oh my, I don't even know how I'm going to go tomorrow. But I do. And me and my sister taking a couple of days of not going because, you know, my sister has health issues and she's got a household to maintain. She's got a husband who also has fibromyalgia. And I think it's helped him to talk to me about it so that he doesn't, because my sister doesn't understand it, you know, and she gets frustrated. The A side, remember the people with the pit bulls moved out? And they had to do a lot of work over there. And I think starting this past weekend, they've cleared the house to rent. And they're showing. Because I've heard a few bumpings. Okay, they stopped. Okay. Thank you. I try not to get on them because then they're going to not tell me when somebody's outside. You know? Anyway, I just want to encourage y'all that are going through this, that are still having to work, and have this crap we have, you know. I have pity parties too. That's what I call them. You know, days where you're like, oh my God, why was I chosen? Why do I have to have this bullshit? You know what I mean? But we'll get through it. You know, like sometimes I'll feel real bad and then I'll, you know, I took cosmetology class. I don't know what this hair, you can't tell, but yeah. In my area of expertise with makeup is the 70s look, disco days, you know. But little lipstick helps, you know. This is costume jewelry. This isn't because it came from my kid, but this is costume jewelry. You know, you have those websites that sell cheap stuff and it's already getting tarnished underneath, but it looks cute on top, and I'll change those out, and you would be so surprised how much it changes your attitude, and you don't think it will. You don't. Because I know people have even more limited mobility than I do. And I know you say, I just can't. I can't. I get it. I get it. Try. I'll try. You know, let me see if it works. Let me try. And if it doesn't, what have you lost? Take your rings back off. Wipe the lipstick off. There are days that, you know, I want to get a video out. I'm feeling pretty good. So then I start making this stuff. This wasn't that hard. I got to put it in the toaster oven. I put the timer on and I sat down. This is close by, you know. And now that it's just this table, it's real easy to throw on this table. But sometimes it takes a little bit. And this time I got the lipstick on and did my hair again. Y'all, I look like a total can of busted biscuits. I probably still kind of look like it, but I'm bad. And then some days, depending on what I make, it's exhausting. So as soon as the camera shuts off, the clothes come back off, the lipstick gets wiped up. And it's okay to have those days. It really is. Last piece, where we're at? 16 minutes. Well, it's a teeny tiny pizza. You know, it wasn't going to last very long. I haven't really gone anywhere to have a story, but there's something I wanted to tell y'all. And of course, now that I'm sitting down, I forgot. I was like, God, I gotta tell them that. I gotta tell them that. I forgot. I'm going to, yeah, I told you I was going to Sam's. My mother's going to the doctor. Sometime this month, I got a consult for a, can I say while I'm eating? A colonoscopy. Well, we'll see how that goes. It's going to depend on, like, I needed a sleep study, but they wanted $300 or something as my portion of it. I don't have that. Just sitting in the bank. So I didn't get it done. And my machine is still working, although I do need a new one. So it just depends. I really do need to get it done, so I'm hoping that, because it's like preventative, there won't be so much. Because colon cancer runs rampant on my father's side of the family. He had it. I think he's one of 6 kids. All his siblings had it. Him and all his siblings. So it's imperative for me to get checked. I just don't wanna. Don't be a la la fluffy. Okay. The dogs, because I have to leave every day, it's throwing their OUT off. Remember, I try to do every 4 or 5 hours, but I'll get up and let them out, and then it hasn't been that long before I have to let them OUT again right before I leave. And I suppose I don't have to, but I do because I never know how long I'm going to be gone. So now they're back to trying to get out every 3 hours. So Let me see what a little bit of avocado on this pizza looks like. It makes the chicken crust sound like taste like a chicken sandwich. You could have just put it on top, Fluff. I know, but I don't think about those things till after. Anyway, they're trying to ask to be OUT every 3 hours. And that's not good because I'm gone at least 4 or 5. So, I've been asking to go out. I've been keeping an eye on him. But then I struggle with, you know, me and the kid decided if he goes to the door, that means he needs OUT. And we should let him OUT. But now he's getting used to it, and I think it's just because he's used to going OUT. You know what I mean? So it's slippery slope, y'all. I didn't have the housekeeper come this last Friday. I forgot, my daughter said why, so we didn't, and it shows. She had to come in here and go, oh my gosh, is there any fur left on Big Dog? But I think that's about it. I'm gonna try, and I don't want to say it because then if it doesn't happen, no, you know what? Gosh dang it. I am going, unless I have to leave this house because something came up and there's an emergency with my mother, then I will do, this is my lunch, and I know it is 2:36 Texas time. So dinner will be kind of late, so the next video will be kind of up really late, but this has filled me up. I'm feeling pretty satisfied. I have been eating horribly, y'all. My mother is not, she doesn't agree. My dad was diabetic, and so they're on the old school diabetes nutrition thing. She does not believe in low carb at all. She thinks I eat wrong, and so there's not a whole lot of low carb options at her house. In the beginning it was because she had the Sam's Club sausages, and so they were only 1 carb a piece, and they're really good. So I was able to have a sausage wrap without the tortilla because she has no low carb tortillas. But now I've been going in kind of in the afternoon because of my sleep's been horrible, but I've had to go stay with my mother even though my sister's there because the niece has had doctor's appointments and there would be nobody to watch my mom. And so she would start making dinner for everybody. Yes, my mother's stubborn. She would go in there, but I'd have to make her sit. Sometimes she walks around and she'll drag the walker behind her. And I'm like, Mom, that doesn't really count. It's like, I see you dragging it behind you. You're not using it. Anyway, they've been some high carb stuff. And so I just keep that going late at night. And so it's been horrible. I had told y'all I held the line on my weight, and I think it's still okay. But not losing anything, and these last few days my numbers have been horrible. My blood sugar numbers have not been real good. So today I'm gonna try to get back on track, and I have some salami and some cheese that I bought the other day. I gotta check pineapple. I gotta check the carbs on pineapple. Pineapples at Aldi's were only 99 cents. So if y'all have an Aldi's, I think it's all over. If you have any, they're only 99 cents, not a pound for the whole thing. So I bought one. So I'm hoping that they're not too high in carbs. Because then I'll have to just eat a few pieces. But I've been craving fruit, and I'm thinking about smoothies, and a lot of low carbers. Jermel Stewart, her and her husband are low carb, and they make smoothies using peanut butter powder. So I don't know if it's high in carbs or not. I'll have to check. You know, I drag my heels checking, so if y'all know, let me know. So Jennifer Myers, you are my go-to nutritionist person. So I know you'll watch this because it'll say low carb on here. Let me know about peanut butter, and let me know about pineapple. Even though I may have checked by then, somebody else may want to know. This was a good meal carb-wise because it's low carb. Fibro-wise or any chronic illness-wise, because it's prefab, there's a lot of chemicals in it. I mean, hell, they had to manipulate that chicken, I'm sure, to make it be a patty. So, not so good, but it's a start for me as far as low carb, okay? Because chemicals creates inflammation, and it is inflammation in our bodies that causes the nerve pain, okay? That's why a lot of your fibro people go to gluten-free. This is gluten-free. I'm sure you saw that for anybody that's just simply watching their gluten. Grain-free. No antibiotics. Let's read it real quick. 24 minutes, and I've been done eating like 10 minutes ago. But let's help y'all out. 25 grams of protein, so that should keep me from hitting that fridge and being naughty. Keep frozen, my friends. It says that. No artificial ingredients, only minimally processed is what this is claiming. So, let's see. Chicken raised with no antibiotics. You know, this is a misnomer because, well, I can't read it no more. This is a misnomer because the FDA or the USDA, whoever, FDA is drugs, the USDA laws says that, chicken is tested and they cannot contain any antibiotics anyway. So no meat that you buy that is processed in the US will have antibiotics. It is against the law. 4 total carbs per serving. We discussed that. Due to variations in ovens, cooking times may vary. Okay. Now, this contains milk, it says, but we all know that because there's cheese on here. Right? But it says minimally processed, but from here to here are the ingredients. Okay? So you'll have to read that and make that decision. No dietary fibers, only 2 grams of sugars, because I know some of y'all keep your sugars under 3. 25 grams of protein, 250 calories. So this is a 500 calorie pizza. Calories from fat, 140. So, learn more at realgoodfoods.com. So, y'all can check it out. Once it's in the oven, I would buy this again now because before I was like, ooh, and then when I started reading it and it said the crust was made from, I was like, oh my gosh. I hope I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I really like it. So, and the kid liked it. Remember, she ate the pizza. So I do recommend this as far as low carb, but if you're trying to be more whole food, you know, it says minimally processed, but there's a whole list of stuff. You'll have to check it out. So having said that, God bless y'all. Positive vibes out to each and every one of you. Remember to always be kind and be your own advocate. I love y'all, and I will talk to y'all real soon, okay? Bye.